الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهديه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، حياكم الله my sisters. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah you're well. So we're going inshallah to review our notes from last week. We had a note first about what's the first note we have? It wasn't related to the surah yet. It was related to so there was a reminder in the beginning of the class. Exactly, Jazakallah khairan. The reminder was related to when you hear the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasulullah, mentioned, and the importance that you say upon hearing the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam mention sallallahu alaihi wasallam or alayhi salatu wassalam or Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Okay, that was the first reminder we had. Then we have reached, Alhamdulillah, verse 17 in Surat Yusuf. But we didn't finish it all yet. So let's go back to verse 16 to remember to go back into the flow. So in verse 16, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى وجاءوا أباهم عشاء يبكون. So وجاءوا, what does وجاءوا mean? And they came. أحسنتم. Okay, that's وجاءوا. أباهم. أباهم means their father. Okay. But yes, but you need two between brackets and for your flow in English. So in the flow we would say, and they came to their father. In Arabic you don't need the two, but the English, in English you need it. عشاء. Sunset, Aisha time, evening time, all that, okay. يبكون. Crying, weeping. Okay, so after we learned this verse, we had a reflection and a reminder as well. Who want to share with us? So upon understanding, and they came to their father at Isha time / evening time, after the sunset, يبكون, crying or weeping. We should have control of our emotion. Okay, if you say it like that, people could mean that, people could understand that you, even the ones that is outside of your control, you need to bottle it inside. But this is not exactly. So when you feel the tear coming out, that one in the beginning it's outside your control. But continue to cry, that's within your control. So that continuation should stop. The crying was an action of deception from the brothers. Okay, did we say that about the verse? Exactly, so to continue to cry is within your control. So them crying means them, ahsanti Rumana, them trying to give the father an idea that's not true about what happened. They were not hurt in anything. No one hurt them. No one took anything from them. Them crying has no from how we see the story, has no reason except to let the father know that there's something wrong going on and it wasn't maybe their fault, or to give him, like, to touch his heart so maybe he forgive them. Often it takes to exactly, it makes the person look like they are the victim. So then how do we understand from this? The person who's in front of us always would think the beginning of the tear, yes, they will see our eyes filled with tear and they will see us crying. They will see that. But if we continue to cry, now they will think, okay, you're putting a pressure on me with your crying because you can control it. Then why are you still crying? You see? So that crying makes a pressure, makes a deception. Okay, that not everything. It's the one after the one, like after the first few moments. Continuation of the crying is that we need to have it under control. The first tear, exactly. But if we don't control our emotion, shaitan will come there exactly and affect us, and affect as well the person who is we are communicating with. So as we learned before, how we know that the lie, because once the person decided to lie, shaitan put in your heart as a listener that they are lying. Shaitan let them down all. So we will understand later that although they said they're crying and they're saying these things, but Yaqub alayhi salam, his answer doesn't reflect that he believed what happened. So that to our reflection related to that, أحسنتم. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قالوا يا أبانا إنا ذهبنا نستبق. So قالوا يا أبانا إنا ذهبنا نستبق. Let me just underline. They said, oh our father, because there is a calling. Oh our father, يا أبانا. They said, oh our father. Okay, إنا ذهبنا نستبق. Indeed we. Indeed we went racing, or we went to race. So you can say went racing. We went to race. وتركنا يوسف. Our sisters, please participate. And we left Yusuf. Okay. عند متاعنا. عند متاعنا. At. عند here can mean with. It's not together with, but can mean with or at. With or near to our possessions or belongings. So عند can be understood as with or at, like where our belongings were, that he was there at them, at that place. So at or with our belongings. Okay. فأكله الذئب. And this is where we stopped. فأكله الذئب. A bear? No, a dhib is not a bear, my sister, sorry. فأكله الذئب. So the wolf ate him. So the wolf ate him. Okay. Now, this is where we stopped. This is how they told the story to Yaqub alayhi salam, crying. So there is a crying or weeping going on from 10 big brothers, losing the smallest one, or one of the small brothers, because they went racing and they left that small one at their belongings. So he didn't go play like they said to the father. This is how they got the father to agree, that he said they're going to play and he's going to eat. But how did they end up leaving him without him playing at the belongings? Again, this is how when someone is telling a lie, they don't think of all these aspects. They don't think of all the points. Okay. فأكله الذئب. And then وما أنت بمؤمن لنا ولو كنا صادقين. So now we're going to start learning that this is now new from today. وما أنت بمؤمن لنا ولو كنا صادقين. So وما, how do we understand وما? The wa is and, correct. The ma can be not or can be what. Okay. Anta. Anta is not we. Anta is you. They are addressing the father. Okay. بمؤمن. So leave the B for a second. The B has a meaning. We'll come to it in a second. What about mu'min? When you hear mu'min, what do you think? Believer. Very well. So, but we usually think of a believer as believing in faith. But here is a believing in what? In the story we're telling. So, and so here the ma means negation. So they're saying, and you, our father, is not, oh, sorry, is not, is, are not, ma here, the not bit, believing لنا وعليكم السلام لنا. Let's do lana as well so we can have this part in the sentence. No, lana is not us. Na is us. What about lana? For us. Okay, so and you are not believing for us, to us. What about the B? What does the B mean? Not in the slightest. You're not in the slightest believing us, but you need the for because Allah, in Arabic we need it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned lana, for us. So after they told the story, crying, that story that they said now, they went them going to race, leaving Yusuf alayhi salam at the belongings, and the wolf ate him. You see how many things? Crying, saying they went to race, so they were not there. They left Yusuf at the belongings, and the wolf ate him, right? 4 things. And then they said, you are not, you, our father, you are not believing for us or believing us, but you need the for between brackets in the flow because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned for us or to us. Not in the slightest. Okay? And then the rest of the verse. وَلَوْ كُنَّا صَادِقِينَ. وَلَوْ. What does وَلَوْ mean? And if كُنَّا. كُنَّا, we were صادقين. صادقين. Telling the truth. Telling the truth. So look at that last statement. Look at that last statement, observe it, and think about it. I will repeat it again, the flow of the last bit here. my dear sisters, please try to be away from distractions. My dear sisters, please try to take notes. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said what we can understand in English, like, and the sons are telling their father, and you are not believing for us or to us, not in the slightest. And even if we were telling the truth. So what does that mean? If we were telling the truth, you're not believing it in the slightest. So what does that say? What does that say as a conclusion? What we conclude from this statement? They are not telling the truth, and they're saying that. They're saying that to the father. That you are not going to believe. No, 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 no. My sister Romana, my sister Shakira, what you said is that you're reading through what we understood from the verse. My question is not what we read or explained from the verse. My question is, how do we see that? How do we hear that? How do we receive that? They were not saying the truth. They were not truthful. And it seems that they are used to telling lies. No, we cannot conclude that. That last bit is not clear. How do we say that? Sorry, how did we conclude that? Okay, to give example and not to cause confusion. So, my dear sister, take the bit about lies because we don't know if it's there. It's not concluded. So, imagine now you one of your children, you're asking, did you study the surah, or did you attend your class, or did you bring me what I asked you, or did you find? You asked one of your children to do something, and then they disappeared for a while. You thought what you asked was done, but when you went, it wasn't done. So you asked, did you do it? So they tell you a story. So you are quiet and listening. You're not saying anything. They say, but I know you're not going to believe me. I know you're not going to believe me. Even if I'm saying everything true, you're not going to believe me. Have you heard that from your children before? Okay. I assume Aisha is confirming. Okay. You're not going to believe me means what? I am not saying the truth. I am not saying the truth, because if it was the truth, no one need to say that. And you will see later, of course, many pages and many verses later in the story, when they are actually telling the truth about the other brother, after many events will take place, you will see completely different. That they say what happened in a completely different way, and you will see it. You will see that. So now this is verse 17. We are going to come back to verse 17 to compare later. They already have judgment. What do you mean they already have judgment? I can't understand. Who are they? You mean the children, or you mean in the story the sons of Yaqub alayhi salam? And what is the judgment? The children, okay. Oh, you mean they're judging themselves? They're judging what they did. Okay. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't sound like a judgment to me. It sounds like it's judgment to them. Because yes, they're trying to say you are too difficult and you're not going to believe. If it's the truth, no one needs to say you're not going to believe it. Okay, my dear sisters. So now let's read through the whole verse number 17 again. As I said before, what we are doing in the class, yes, we're clearing the meanings in English as much as possible so you understand what's going on. But the idea of this is not for you to have the English only, is for you to understand what's going on. So they said, we went to race, or we went racing, and we left Yusuf at our belongings. The wolf ate him. How many of these things are truth? None. None of this is true. They didn't leave Yusuf at the belongings. Wolf didn't eat Yusuf. They didn't go racing. It wasn't told in the story. To our knowledge, it wasn't told. Or what wasn't told, that complex together, that series together of events were not mentioned. We know the different thing that they did, that they throw him in the well and all that, and they had planned that already. That's what we know, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Wallahu yaqulu al-haq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the truth. So, and then they continued to their father, telling to their father, you are not believing for us. You are not believing to us, to what we say. And even if we were saying or telling the truth. Even if we're telling the truth, that statement at the end, if anyone tell you that, it means there is a suspicion that they are not telling the truth. Because if you are saying the truth, if anyone's saying the truth, they don't need to add this bit. They just will say the truth. It's already a sign, exactly. Don't think it's them being humble and telling you you're too difficult, you're not going to believe me. No, if someone says this and this and this happened, but you're not going to believe me, even if I'm saying the truth. If actually what they say happened, you don't need to, they don't need to add that. Okay, so may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to truth. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to the truth. Allahumma ameen. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَجَاءُوا عَلَى قَمِيصِهِ بِدَمٍ كَذِبٍ. So, وَجَاءُوا we had before. عَلَى we had before. قَمِيصِهِ is the first time we see. بِدَمٍ, first time we see. And كَذِب, maybe you know. So let's try. وَجَاءُوا. It doesn't say they come with a shirt. I just asked about ja'u. So waja'u means they came. It doesn't say with a shirt. It doesn't say that. Please don't compare the Arabic to the English and then conclude the meaning. We're going word by word to help you understand every word. So if you don't know it yourself, if any of my sisters don't know the word, wait until you know it. If you know it, share with me. So جاءوا alone means and they came. Correct. And they came. Okay. Sentum. على. على can mean on or can mean upon. You have two meanings. قميصه. قميصه. His shirt. Which shirt is it? The shirt that he had on. The shirt that they took off him before they threw him into the well, or as they threw him into the well, wallahu alam. That is the first time Qamis Yusuf salam, is mentioned in the story. But Qamis Yusuf will be mentioned so many times after that. You will find every once in a while, you will find his qamis, his shirt coming into the story, subhanAllah. So keep open eye for these comparison, because that will help you to understand the story more. Remember story of Yusuf alayhi salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the end, beginning of it, he said, نحن نقص عليك أحسن القصص, the most beautiful, the best story or stories, which means when you hear it, you find a lot of wisdom that can help you through your own life, through your own struggle. So, وَجَاءُوا, and they came upon his shirt. So this is the first time we see his shirt mentioned. Bidam, bidam, with blood. B is with, and dam is blood. Okay, kedib. What does kedib mean? Those who know the word? Lying. No, the kedib doesn't mean lie. Kedib is a noun. Lying. As the noun from lie. It doesn't mean false. Literally, it means lie. Literally, or lying. With lying blood. Literally, the kedib here is an adjective to the blood. So yes, you can see in the translation, they say false. You know, the word for false in Arabic is batil. We use for Arabic, in Arabic, the word for false in English is not kadhib. Kadhib is a lie. The word for false is batil. Why they put false? Because of the flow, because of the English flow, not because that kadhib literally means false. Let's see if all of them agreed on this, or someone else mentioned something else. So here said false, false, fake. Another one said, look here, they try to explain more. See now, which means if you're only reading one understanding in English, although I advise in every class, please don't read one understanding of English, read more. Why? Because this is a human word, human explanation, human understanding to Allah's words. It can, they're trying their best, but their best is not going to be perfect. So, and we are trying our best as well, and our best is not going to be perfect either. We are trying. Okay, so here, stained with false blood. So again, they said false. So, but the word kedib doesn't mean false in Arabic. It can mean lying in Arabic. Okay, so what does it mean, lying blood? The word lying and the word blood tell you what, that blood is not Yusuf's because it's his shirt. So where is the lying bit? That if this is his shirt and it has blood on it, it gives you the idea that this is Yusuf's blood. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said kadhib, now you understand it is not Yusuf's blood. This is how you should read through it. You see, again, so, and they came upon his shirt with lying blood. You say, you tell me the blood lies. I tell you, put it in English in the best way that you understand, and keeping the word lie in it, because the word lie is here, kadhib. So you can say lie blood, blood as they're lying blood, do it in the way you like, but keep lying there. Why lying is there is because when you see Yusuf's shirt with blood on it, you could assume it's Yusuf's. But is it Yusuf's? No, that's why it's lying. Damin kadhib. Okay, so before we leave this bit, it's narrated in some of the tafsirs and the tafsirs, and as well the history from this time, that Yaqub alayhi salam, when he looked at the shirt, he knew right away that this blood is not his son's. How do you think he knew? If you read the same tafsirs as well, or maybe another understanding of the surah before, how did Yaqub alayhi salam, when he looked at the shirt with the blood on it, how did he know Okay, one of the understanding exactly that the shirt was in one piece. If someone was attacked by a wolf, why the wolf will just attack the body and leave the outer shell, which is the cloth, intact? The shirt was in perfect condition. It just had blood on it. And this is number one, of course. Number two, the word kedib already tell you shaitan is there to give the kedib, which means the other person will not believe. They will always doubt that this is the truth. And there is a proof that this is the truth, that the blood is not Yusuf's. So although it is sad when Yaqub alayhi salam, if a parent put himself in that situation, seeing 10 big brothers bringing a shirt of their youngest intact, and they're saying a wolf ate him, and the shirt has blood on it. It is sad to realize that brothers could do that to the little brother. But at the same time, there is something. Who can see with me? Why did they bring the shirt in the first place? We'll come to that. That's a good question, Ahsanti. That now I can see that you're reflecting with me. MashaAllah, Ahsanti. Jazakallah khairan. He didn't argue with them. Okay. Yaqub alayhi salam didn't argue with them about the blood, you mean? Sorry. To provide the evidence. No. I'm asking a different question, my sisters. You're all answering the question from our sister Kohinoor. Okay, you see, Kohinoor, you got so many reflections to prove this is like evidence that Yaqub alayhi salam is patient. No, there is something else. Let me repeat my question again. Please stay with me. We're almost done. Inshallah, we're only 10 minutes. I asked, if a parent, I'm not talking about Yaqub alayhi salam now, so let's not mix both the example or the question I'm asking with the story. I'm asking you external question. I'm saying, if a parent received, and in this case, 10 big brothers, let's say 5 big brothers, okay, with the shirt of the youngest, with the blood on it, saying that the wolf ate him. It is sad to see all that, but there is something else in how the parents see the shirt. What is that something else? It is proving all the presentation they made, the words they said, the crying, for our sister Kohinoor, you're saying why they brought the shirt. Why did they cry? Why are they crying? So it's all to tell this is a perfectly told story. They want to say that. The smell of their child. Okay. He was sad because he knew they were lying to him and that they hurt their brother. It proved that they are lying and making a story up. Okay, all that is clear. Again, I'm asking about the bit that is not clear, the bit that needs you to think about it. But some of my sisters say that I ask trick questions. That's why I'm trying to take you out of the story for a second and give you another scenario. Imagine another parent for you to see where is this, what am I trying to help you to see? A parent receiving a news from 5 big brothers, bringing a shirt intact for their youngest brother, saying the wolf ate him, and there is blood on the shirt. Yes, he sees, the parent, she or he sees that there is lying going on, correct, but there's something else. Reason only the shirt was brought. There's something wrong in the story. Yes, there's something wrong in the story. There is lying going on. They couldn't protect him. Correct. There is something more. Okay, Kohinoor, you're so close, but you didn't conclude it right. Look at our sister, what our sister is saying. She's saying, The fact that the body wasn't brought, but they said he was eaten by a wolf, so there is nobody. The wolf ate him, they said. How did they get the shirt back? They're all saying the same story. Okay, so now let me give you the answer. From a parent, that parent that's receiving this news, looking at the shirt, sees a hope, my sisters. Why that parents see a hope? Although they see the lying and they see the wrong and they see the story, why a parent in that position will see hope? Why? That the son still may have, exactly, because the blood is kedib, you see. Not only that they bring the body won't be brought because it was ate. According to the story, the body is eaten by a wolf. No, the body has nothing to do with this. It's the fact that the shirt is not torn, together with having blood on it, false or fake or lying blood, that there is hope that he's still there, because the whole story is lie, right? So it is not the body. It's not about the body. If the wolf or a lion or anyone attacked a living thing, a human or animal, nothing, very little from that human or that body will be left behind. So it's not about the body. It's not about bringing the body. So please don't confuse the body with what we're talking about. We talk about the shirt. So the father that sees this, or the parent that sees this, yes, they feel sad because of all this. How come you think like that? How come you do that? And you're trying to prove to me that the wolf ate him, but there is still a hope that the shirt is not torn, that the wolf didn't eat him, so maybe he's still out there. And you will see that Yaqub alayhi salam will not give this hope, especially its hope in Allah's mercy, up. You see that again, I'm taking you back to the beginning of the story. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, this is ahsan al-qasas. So sometimes you receive a news that's so disturbing, but you have to calm down and take a moment and look at all the events. And you will find the hope there, and you'll find the mercy there. The fact that he sees the shirt intact, together with the rest of the story, that they said the wolf ate him, and he can see that the wolf couldn't have eaten him, leaving the shirt like that. So that shouldn't be his blood, right? That shouldn't be his blood. And if it's not his blood, then there is a hope. Not that he must be alive. No, there is a hope. So if any of us wrote he must be alive, adjusted to, there is a hope that he could have been alive because the blood is not his. My dear sisters, may Allah guide us all to truth. Okay, so what we're doing, we are trying to help you together to see the story from little by little. Sometimes you are overwhelmed with the other versions you heard from the story, or other explanations you heard from the story, and even the reflection together with it. But what I'm asking you to do is to slow down and think with me. We can, if you want, we can read through the whole story in one sitting, finish it all, and that's it. Just like any other time you heard it. If you are patient with me, we do this, what we're doing right now, slowly, little by little, reading through. If you are not interested in that and want the quick version you already know, then why are we doing this? Okay, can you please help me to understand if what we're doing now is something you want, or should we just skip through and go for conclusion. Reading through the verse, yes, this and this happened, this and this happened, this and this happened, the end. Okay, you want the quick version. Okay, but what I'm seeing through the understanding that you have always the impact of the other way you learned the story. So try to slow down with me, please. Try to look at the story from a different perspective, which is the word, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. Okay, so وجاءوا, so now we until here. I will repeat this again. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وجاءوا على قميصه بدم كذب. And they came upon his shirt with blood. And then كذب, which is the adjective to blood, so that means lie or lying. Between brackets after that, you can add understanding. Between brackets after that, which is that seeing the shirt intact, seeing the shirt as a piece, one piece, with the blood on it, doesn't reflect that the wolf ate it, that the wolf ate him. And that means that that blood on it is not true, is not Yusuf's blood. Seeing that, although it is said for, it's all reflection, this is not in the flow, this is all reflection. Seeing that, although it is said that the son is not going to go to sleep home that night, however, is giving a hope in Allah's mercy that he could be still alive. Not that he must be alive. If you say must, that you need the evidence for that. You have a hope that he could be alive. And that's why it's called hope. You have raja in rahmatillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Something you don't know, you say, but I hope in Allah's mercy that this will happen. You hope in Allah's mercy mean you don't know what's going to happen, but you're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the best outcome. I hope that's clear. Okay. قال بل سولت لكم أنفسكم أمرا. So this is now how Yaqub alayhi salam answered. We're going to read through this and stop, inshallah. قال. So what does قال mean? Excuse me. He said, Bel. Not all of you know Bel. So those who know it, share with me. أحسنتي, my sister. جزاك الله خير. I'm reading my sister Dawood reflection. أحسنتي, mashallah. Bel is not, it can be, however, it can be, however, but as well can mean rather. So Bel confirms what comes after Bel. Exactly. So Yaqub alayhi salam saying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Yaqub alayhi salam said, rather means it is not what you said, which means you didn't go to race and leave him. The wolf didn't eat him. This is not Yusuf's blood. How do you understand that? Because he's saying Bel. Rather, what's coming is what he confirmed could happen. سولت لكم أنفسكم أمرا. سول is to, if you want a short way for it, entice. Entice means what? To tempt someone to do something wrong. Temptation to do something wrong is سولة. سولت لكم. لكم. So you can say tempted you, enticed you. لكم. For you. It's not for sure, it's for you. أنفسكم. أنفسكم. Your نفوس, your أنفس, yourselves. أمرا, أمرا. A matter. Something like a matter. So Yaqub alayhi salam, from here, he doesn't seem to believe what was just told. What is the proof? If I ask you next time, or if I ask you now, what is the proof that he didn't believe what was just told? And the evidences, the crying and the showing of a blood on a shirt and all that. Where is the proof? First, he said bel. The first thing he said, bel, rather, which means it's not what you're saying, rather, yourselves tempted you. Amrun. Tempted you, of course, in the wrong way. Temptation can be good and can be bad, but here it's bad. It's not something good. Yourselves tempted you. Amrun, a matter. There is a matter, there is something else going on. And this is the Amran bit. Okay. Jazakumullah khairan. My sisters, you're doing amazing. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Ahsantum. I hope all of you are learning. May Allah make it easy for you. Allahumma ameen. And help you to see the truth. Allahumma ameen. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وإنك تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب جزاكم الله خيرا السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته